The bad news is for Florida Democrats that their candidates didn't come. The good news for Florida Democrats is the Republican candidates did come to Florida. And we see, even now that they're literally flying out of Florida, the mud will continue to fly. You know, Republicans don't like disorder. Democrats sometimes seem to thrive on it and enjoy it quite a bit. But that's okay, because we're like the excessively verbal family, which makes us very similar to much of America.
Will Florida's Democratic candidates or delegates count?
Well, you know, sometimes I feel like Leslie Gore, and I just want to say it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. But I think Florida Democrats are going to be fine.
Last word here. You think the train wreck can be avoided?
I think it will be avoided. I think, you know, with all this talk about superdelegates, I do not think it will come down to that. I think it'll be decided that, you know, when I grew up, I watched Superman and wanted to be Superman when I was an adult. Now I'm superdelegate, but like all the other superdelegates, I have no cape, I have no special powers. Some of this has been a bit of a media creation. It makes more interesting TV, but I think this will be settled well before the convention. Now that I'm a superdelegate that's been discredited, I not only don't have a seat at the table, I may not be able to get into the building.
Could we see another meeting like we saw yesterday with the Rules Committee? And how many committees are there in the DNC?
Well, it seems like there's a million. And we're kind of like, sometimes the Democratic Party seems to be like the typical dysfunctional family. You know, we fight like hell, and then at the end of the day, we all sit down at the same dinner table and we come together, and then sometimes feel bad that we aired everything we did, unlike Republicans, who basically keep it behind closed doors and you never hear what anybody's thinking. We like to kind of put it all out on the table and then kind of maybe regret it later.
Florida's troubles did not come as a surprise. The National Democratic Party warned state leaders if they moved their primary to January, the state's delegates would be rejected.
Florida is the land of the recount, and sometimes we have great marksmanship when we form a circular firing squad as Democrats. I think an interesting subtext to this will be the political demise starting tomorrow, if not tonight, of Mayor Giuliani. And specifically because, as been pointed out by Mike, you go into Broward, Palm Beach, even parts of Dade, those should have been his areas. He called, you know, Florida his firewall and ended up his brick wall. And what's occurred is he may have forgotten that most of the transplants from New York are still Democrats. And therefore they could not vote for him, and he may have lost that in the equation.
State Democratic leaders say with the plan now lost before it got in the mail, there is little hope for a revote.
I think there's no question that as the clock ticks by, we have to come up with some solution that does not involve a revote, because there's simply money issues, integrity of the ballot issues, time issues. It's going to have to be a solution of all the parties in the room at the same time.